Are you looking for another way to gain market share and beat your competitors? Green Cleaning University can help. A partnership between the Askin Group and ISSA, Green Cleaning University is a series of interactive CDs that you complete at your pace. Ranging from an introduction to green cleaning and sustainability, the core courses help you identify prospects for your products and services, put together a green cleaning product bundle, deal with questions and objections, and even more. Upon successful completion of the 5 core courses, you'll receive a certificate of completion and the ability to use the ISSA Green Cleaning Professional logo and designation. There are many more courses available, allowing you to learn more about industrial hygiene, focus on green cleaning in schools and healthcare facilities, and more. For more information, visit www.greencleaninguniversity.org.
Welcome to Tripodcast, episode 289. It's Tuesday, May 28th, and Dick Ollek is talking with Kim Beta, the Vice President of Human Resources from Harvard Maintenance. Whether you're a small company starting out or a large $100 million company, human resources is a major concern. And in this Tripodcast, Kim and Dick talk about some of the key issues you need to think about. Let's listen in.
Welcome to our Tripodcast today. We're privileged to have a special guest with us on today's Tripodcast. Joining us is Kim Beta. She is Vice President of Human Resources for Harvard Maintenance, located in New York City. Welcome, Kim.
Thank you.
Well, Vice President of Human Resources, and that entails a lot. But you know, we have a lot of contractors in this business that are, you know, probably not as large as Harvard. And they're out there trying to do all kinds of things. You know, maybe their operations today and human resources tonight and all that. So can you maybe give us some hints, give us some pitfalls we might run into, and, you know, out there as a smaller contractor trying to wear all these different hats. You know, what are some of the things we're going to run into? I know some of your background, so I know you know this stuff inside out. So you can give us some helpful hints. It'd be really, really appreciated.
I do. I could definitely give some helpful hints. 2 of those being the first, compliance and legal compliance, ensuring that a small company who is growing and handling so many different functions at once and may not have its own human resources person, that legal compliance piece is a really big piece, ensuring that when you're hiring and you're terminating and changes that are happening on behalf of every employee, that you're in compliance with that to make sure that there are not missteps that you're taking that might potentially cause enormous legal battles later. So that's the first piece.
Getting paperwork in too, right?
It's a matter of paperwork and how you're filing that paperwork and what you're keeping in an employee file, something as simple as that, to how you're hiring a person, the questions you're asking on an interview. Those are some of the pitfalls that could potentially put many companies out of business by making a misstep that could potentially be it's a litigious society, and I think that companies, particularly small companies, need to watch out for those things. The second piece, I would say, is in the recruitment function as a whole, ensuring that the person that you are bringing on board when you're out there recruiting, that person truly is a fit for your organization, that they are a culture fit for your company. And the reason for that is that the onboarding process and the initial first months of an employee's employment is the time where they're making a decision whether they're going to stay or not.
They're going to stay with you or not, right there.
Exactly. Right? And so if you've put some time and effort and energy into recruiting and training somebody within the first 6 months, it's very, very important that you want that person to stay with you. And so if you put that time and energy in, it's thousands and thousands of dollars that go into that. And if they decide within the first month to 6 months that they're leaving, that's money out the door.
Yeah, you know, we have such a high turnover in this industry anyway. You know, and there's a big dollar in recruiting, as you know.
Yes.
You know, getting people on. What about the different generations that we have? You know, we have the culture. Mm-hmm. You know, we have different nationalities. Now we get people, you know, that are the young generation like yourself, and then you get the old person like me. Do you just treat them all all the same, like if you're going into some training functions or that type of thing? Are they? I kind of think probably I learn differently than you do. You think?
Well, I think that the generational differences make a difference in various areas and aspects of human resources. So you're going to recruit the younger generation different than you're going to recruit the older generation. The difference being, if you're recruiting, you're looking to hire someone in the Generation Y, you're not going to use a newspaper ad.
Right.
You're going to use some type of social media. When you're recruiting someone from the baby boomer generation, you're going to use ads in papers, you're going to use perhaps ads on radio, those types of things. So it's a very different way of recruiting, and that's just one way that the generational differences make a difference in human resources.
They just, I've learned that with my grandkids. They send me text messages, LOL. I think it means lots of licorice, but I'm finding out that isn't really what it means. So, there are some, and many of us as a smaller contractors, we do find ourselves in a jam sometimes because we got so many things going on. We're wearing so many hats. We're the salesman today. This morning. And I got to hire 3 people, and there's some applications over here on the desk. And, you hire them and you hope they show up, and they get there and they sure sounded taller on the phone, or whatever. And that's the way a lot of us have to do it. So your hints of making sure you understand the culture, making sure that you understand that you're right in the respect that they're making a decision. We so often think in this business we have to make the decision, which person. But once you've brought them on, they're really making a decision. So they want to stay with us, aren't they?
Absolutely. They become like a family member.
Mm-hmm.
They truly become someone that you need to be able to count on, that there's a certain level of respect for. And when you have those things, when you have those positive interactions, it really builds into a long-term relationship that's beneficial both to the employee and the employer, the company. They have to mesh, and without that, it could really set up for some negative side effects.
You get somebody that doesn't stay, and then they don't stay, and then you got to get the paperwork right because they didn't. Then they apply for unemployment, and whoops, we didn't have all the paperwork right.
True. I also believe that the society today is very litigious, and I think smaller companies in particular are ripe for people who may not be so honest to come in and set the company up.
Good point.
They're set the company up to perhaps do some evil deeds. You come in, make up a story, leave the company, come back with an attorney that they've been harassed or X, Y. You just have to be really careful.
You make an excellent point there, because I think the professional person who will want to take advantage, they'll call it the professional person, the professional thief, whatever, they kind of probably understand that a smaller company maybe isn't as knowledgeable in all of the areas that they should be. And the larger companies like where you are, you can have, someone skilled like you are in this area or skilled in other areas. And those are some excellent points, and I hadn't really thought about that, but the people who are not the most honest in the world will prey on
Absolutely.
Smaller companies who maybe don't have, and it's not that they don't know it, they don't probably know it, but not that they don't want to know it, it's just they're so busy. Mm-hmm. And this is, most of the time they're operations people or they're sales people, and the in-between is where they get in trouble.
Exactly.
Your department, the HR department.
The compliance piece.
The compliance piece. Kim, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. That's been very helpful. I think our audience picked up a few tips there that, and I know I did, and I'm an old traditionalist from way back when. So thank you again, and thank you for watching us.
You've been listening to a Tripodcast, short video and audio presentation about important topics in our industry. If you're a current subscriber to the Tripodcast, thank you. We appreciate it. If you're not yet a subscriber, please check it out. It's free and it's easy. Come to www.tripodcast.com, enter your email address on the right-hand column, and click subscribe. We'll send you out a new Tripodcast every Monday morning. Thank Thank you for listening to today's Tripodcast. And now a special announcement about an upcoming interactive workshop called Successful Selling in Today's Economy. This will be held in Omaha, Nebraska on June 29th and be conducted by Dick Ollek, CBSE, and past president of the BSCAI. This workshop is being hosted by the BSCAI and will include a special segment from Gene Hansen, the co-founder of the janitorial store. Some of the topics being covered are determining which accounts to pursue, creating and maintaining a prospect list, 8 ways to go to market and which ones are most effective, conducting an effective walkthrough, the components of a successful sales proposal, and how to close the sale. This is a don't-miss workshop based on real-life, proven successes, not theory. Dick will be showing actual materials and techniques he has used to secure appointments, prepare the proposal, and close the sale during his 50-plus years in this industry. At the conclusion of this session, you'll be prepared to grow your company sales in a systematic and profitable way. You'll also receive a copy of Dick's book, Selling Contract Cleaning Services, Compliments of BSCAI. Again, this is June 29th in Omaha, Nebraska. For more information, please visit bscai.org.